Hello everybody! Some Volvo 740-940 have only one fuel pump inside the tank. Some have two fuel pumps. One inside the tank and the second one underneath the car, under the driver's seat. The fuel filter is located under the car, next to the fuel pump. The pump in one of my cars was noisy, but I didn't rush to replace it until I was forced to do so recently. The fuel filter became so rusty that the gasoline was leaking badly. The fuel filter and the pump are held under the car in such a cradle. Before I disconnect anything under the car, I will release fuel pressure from the system, if any. Next to the fuel rail with injectors, there is a fuel pressure regulator. I disconnect the vacuum line and apply the vacuum using a hand vacuum pump. The fuel pump has a check valve attached to it, so the gasoline is held in the fuel line to ease engine startup. And the vacuum line goes back on the regulator. Another thing I do before taking everything apart is to check if I have everything ready. It is going to be like open heart surgery. The set of copper seals is ready. Here I have the fuel filter. And here I have the check fuel pump with the check valve already attached to it.
What are you talking about? Check valve? Yeah. But check pump?
Yes, it is the Czech pump. See? Made in the Czech Republic. Czech pump. I prepared a rubber plug to close the fuel line. It is the same diameter as the one on the pump. The filter and the pump are connected by such a link with banjo bolt and copper seals. The fuel leaves the filter via another banjo bolt. To seal the system on the other side, for the time when I prepare the new pump and the filter, I will use regular nut and bolt with copper seals. The car is on ramps, and there is no room to operate the camera during the removal of this assembly. Here you have a view of the spot where the cradle was. The fuel line from the tank is plugged here. Electric contacts for the pump. And here is the sealed fuel line that goes to the engine. The cradle, the filter, and the pump. Nasty, rusty. The fuel filter ripped open while removing the banjo bolt. The linkage broke in the process as well. The clip on the hose disintegrated in my fingers. Sandblasting the cradle and the hardware. By the way, some viewers of my metering valve video complain that it doesn't work. Well, I don't know what you do, but my gun gets media up to the neck. When I stop pressing the pedal, it spills media. There are some spots of deep rust. I will treat this cradle with such a rust converter. Looks like milk, but it gets black when reacts with rust. Ready for primer and paint when dry. The primer dried and I spray it with paint. Paint it and dry. Rubber cleaned and treated with silicone. I will spray the whole assembly with such an underbody sealant. The rubber goes on the filter holder. Cleaning the link. And the link goes on the filter. The fuel pump. Connections must be tight. I will spray this side with the sealant before attaching it to the cradle. The inner side of the cradle is already treated with sealant. Now I will put rubber holders in place. Perfect fit. Ready. The plate holding the fuel pump and filter is treated as well. And the plate goes on the assembly. Now I must pull those nipples to seat the plate on the cradle. The rubber holds everything together and damps vibrations. This side will face the undercarriage, so I will spray it with the sealer before installing it on the vehicle. It is covered nicely. The bottom will be sprayed on the car. New fuel hose. Masking out. Ready to be attached under the car. 3 bolts hold it to the car. Rubber hose crimped to the fuel line. First, I didn't connect the power to the pump. Turning the key to the ignition without cranking the engine, the in-tank fuel pump primes the newly replaced main pump. After that, electrical connection is done. I fire up the motor and check for leaks. Sweet. Since no leaks are detected, the sealant is sprayed at the bottom and all connections. In 2 months, the fluid film will be applied as yearly rust proofing. This is it for now. I will catch you later.